If you're a US green card holder, this video is an absolute must-watch. You might think your phone is safe, but guess what? The TSA is now scanning phones at the airport, and they're looking for something that could put you at risk. Imagine being stopped at security, only to find out that something on your phone could land you in major trouble. Sounds scary, right? Well, don't worry, we're here to protect you from a potential nightmare. In this video, we're revealing 5 things that you absolutely need to delete from your phone before your next flight. These secrets could be the difference between a smooth trip and a nightmare at airport security. Whether you're carrying sensitive information or apps you never thought twice about, the TSA is paying close attention. And if you're not careful, it could jeopardize your status. Time is ticking. This is information you can't afford to ignore. Every green card holder needs to be aware of these steps to avoid unnecessary headaches or even worse, being flagged or delayed. So, what are these 5 things? You'll have to watch the video to find out, but trust me, you're going to want to hit like and subscribe right now. This is something no one is talking about, and you don't want to be caught unprepared. Don't risk it. Hit that like button before it's too late, and stay informed. Your next flight could depend on it. You've heard the phrase, knowledge is power, right? Well, when it comes to traveling as a US green card holder, this couldn't be more true. Imagine this. You're about to board your flight, feeling all set, and then you're stopped at TSA for a random check. You think it's routine until the officer asks you to unlock your phone. It's not something anyone expects, but this is happening more often, and for green card holders, it could be a major cause for concern. In the past, the idea of airport security examining your phone seemed like a far-fetched scenario. It was something that happened in movies or stories you heard from faraway places, not something that would affect you. But now, TSA is specifically targeting phones during security checks, and this could impact your travel experience and even your status as a green card holder if you're not careful. So, what should you do about it? What steps can you take to ensure you're not caught off guard? The answer lies in your phone, and more importantly, in the things you have on it. Let's talk about why it's crucial to clean up your device before you head out the door. For years, TSA has had the authority to search electronic devices, but the process has now become more routine than ever. While most people are still under the impression that only suspicious items or dangerous goods are of concern at security, what you have stored on your phone could raise red flags in the eyes of airport security, especially if you're a green card holder. The sad truth is that sometimes a simple app, photo, or message can make TSA agents take a much closer look at your device, and that could result in long delays, questioning, or even further inspection. In some extreme cases, it might even cause your entry into the country to be delayed or denied. This is a reality green card holders are starting to face more and more, especially with the increasing scrutiny of digital devices. If you're traveling frequently or just trying to get through airport security as quickly as possible, knowing exactly what to delete or hide on your phone before a flight could be the difference between a smooth trip and a stressful experience. Now, let's get into the first thing you absolutely must delete from your phone: unnecessary personal information. When TSA screens your phone, they're not just looking for dangerous materials. They're also looking for anything that might indicate a potential risk to national security or something that might make you look suspicious. For example, if you have sensitive personal details, like bank account information or other financial data stored in an easily accessible note or document, it might raise questions. While you're at the airport, it's best to err on the side of caution and delete anything personal that could potentially cause concern. Why is this important? Because your phone is an extension of you. TSA agents are looking for patterns of behavior, habits, and even things that might indicate a heightened risk to the public. Let's say they look at your phone and see several large transfers of money to foreign countries, or photos of you in places that could be considered unusual. While those things might not be a big deal on their own, when combined, they could cause TSA to pull you aside for questioning. It's always better to be safe than sorry. And the best way to avoid this is by getting rid of sensitive info before you even walk into the airport. Next up, the second thing you should delete: old or controversial messages. Now, we all have group chats with family and friends where some topics may not be the most appropriate for the TSA to see. Whether it's a heated conversation about politics, a controversial opinion shared with a friend, or even just a private exchange of jokes, messages can be a huge red flag during a phone inspection. This isn't about censorship. It's about keeping your phone clear of anything that could potentially complicate your travel experience. TSA agents are trained to look for red flags, and what might seem like an innocent exchange to you might be interpreted very differently by someone else. If your phone is flagged, you could be questioned about the nature of your conversations, the people you're communicating with, or even the tone of the messages. It's always safer to delete any old, controversial, or heated messages that might raise eyebrows before heading to the airport. And here's the third thing you must delete: suspicious or controversial apps. Think about the apps on your phone. Of course, you're probably not hiding anything malicious, but TSA agents have access to all of your apps and files, and they could decide to investigate further if anything seems out of place. Apps related to cryptocurrency, secure messaging services, or even encrypted communication channels might make them want to dig deeper into your phone's contents. While there's nothing wrong with using these apps in the right context, TSA agents may not know that you're simply a digital nomad or tech-savvy person. They might view these apps as suspicious. Deleting these apps is a simple, effective way to avoid raising unnecessary alarms. If you need them for day-to-day communication or work, consider logging out or temporarily removing them from your phone until you get through security. It may feel inconvenient, but it could save you a lot of time and hassle in the long run. Another major area to consider: your photos and videos. Delete any photos or videos that could be misinterpreted. If you have photos of places or people that might not make sense out of context, or videos that might look a little out of the ordinary, it's time to clear them out. TSA agents don't know the full story behind each picture or video, so anything that seems out of place could lead to further questioning. For example, a photo of a location in a foreign country or a group of people you don't recognize could make TSA agents think you're involved in something suspicious. The best way to avoid this is to either delete those photos or store them in a secure location, like an encrypted cloud service that you can access later, instead of keeping them on your phone where they might raise questions. Another thing to consider is your social media presence. If you're active on social media, you might want to reconsider the kind of content you're sharing, especially if it's linked to controversial topics. While it's important to stay connected to the world, TSA can access your social media accounts, and they may look through your posts to find patterns of activity that raise concerns. Before traveling, take a moment to review your social media presence. If you have any posts or interactions that could be misinterpreted, you might want to consider deleting them or making your accounts private temporarily. You might be wondering, do I really have to go through all this trouble? Well, let's look at it from a practical standpoint. TSA agents are under pressure to ensure the safety of passengers and the public. If they see anything suspicious on your phone, it's their job to investigate further. If they don't, and something were to go wrong, they could be held responsible. For you, as a green card holder, this means your entire experience could change. If something on your phone catches their eye, you could be pulled aside for questioning, your phone could be confiscated, and you could even face delays in your entry to the country. You have to remember that, while most people are never flagged, it only takes one small red flag to make things take a turn for the worse. The last thing you want is to miss your flight or have your status questioned, especially when a little preparation can go a long way. Finally, let's talk about a few extra steps you can take to safeguard your information. Turn on two-factor authentication for all your accounts, keep your phone software up to date, and use a strong password or biometric lock to protect your device. These small steps can help ensure your phone remains secure and less likely to be flagged during security checks. By taking a few minutes to delete sensitive information, clear your social media, and remove any controversial apps or messages, you'll be able to breeze through TSA checks and keep your travels as stress-free as possible. Remember, it's always better to be over-prepared than caught off guard. TSA is just doing its job, but with a little effort on your part, you can make sure that your travel experience remains smooth and uneventful. Safe travels.